I am live. All right. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever the case may be. YouTube America. Yes, I'm live. Sorry. My son's shaking his head at me.
He's not live.
I'm live!
He's
See?
dead.
I'm live, but through the phone instead of through the computer. So I'm going to actually try to do some inking on. I can't open my ink. Okay, there we go. Can you close the door? I don't need to hear the opera back there. Hey, Egg. How you doing, buddy? Alrighty, let's see. I'm gonna pop open this screen on my computer so that I can read chats while I try to do this. I'm using a little rigged up thing here that I actually designed and made with my brother. But it's pretty... it's pretty... Oh, brother. Close the door. Dear good man, this is going to be a great poster. I can't wait to order it. Yeah, you guys want to see a quick what I have done so far? So, dog's done. Couple of the jawbreakers done. Man, I need some water. Well, not done, almost done. President Thump in there. I'm just at work getting paid to watch you. Awesome. It's the best way to do it, right? Getting paid to watch other people work. And it's actually going to jump up here and just start in on some CyberFrog because he's one of the 4 front characters on here. But I'm trying to figure out how to do this where I can see the page. Oh my gosh, keep the door closed. I'm live streaming. I don't want to have a cacophony here. My children are very loud. Can you turn the video game down too, please? Life at home. Alrighty, let's see. A little bit of ink. My Hunt Crowquill 102. And I will try to drop some nice lines in here. I like Ethan's attention to detail. I really like doing detail too. So it's going to be fun just kind of adding little details to CyberFrog and his reflections and whatnot while I'm doing this. Now my niece is messaging me. Still could have bought it back. Did you get my message on Twitter about adding Splatodelka? Oh, I did not. Darn it. Gosh, he's like full human size, isn't he? I don't think I can fit him into this. Darn it. That was a great idea. I can't believe Ethan didn't come up with that while we were doing this. Ink it up. Thank you, Jiminy Cricket, aka Jason. So I like to put little things that make the... Yeah, that's cool. Oh, the attention to detail, right? I'm like looking around my phone so that I can... Oh, I don't like that the way that looked, so I'll just try to make a happy little accident out of it. Yeah, this is going to be kind of an awkward way to ink because usually I am just flipping the paper around like I'm dancing with it, but in order to try to maintain a decent video feed for y'all, it's going to be not quite as energetic. Indie Dave Comics, I'm here. Welcome to here. Whatever here is. Wonder if any of you guys ever watched or listened to Art Bell. What does CyberFrog's eye taste like? It tastes like victory. Sweet, delicious victory. And it's very good on toast. I loved Art Bell. Yeah, that's, I don't, maybe you recognize my intro then whenever I do the intro to my YouTube channel. Well, not whenever, but usually I'll say good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever the case may be. And that's from my years and years of watching Art Bell. So, or not watching, listening to. Art Bell was great. He was. Yeah, I stopped when, is it George, George, can't remember his last name. The George took over. Actually, I didn't stop then, but I just kind of sort of lost interest. I think art was just a lot more fun. Another question I asked on Twitter was, have you ever drawn video game characters? I'm a big fan of Castlevania, and it would be great to see how you would draw the Belmonts. Well, if you go to my website, mikesmillerart.com, you can go see how I drew quite a few of the Overwatch characters. I have actually worked in video games. I was the original, well, not the original, but the second concept artist for Deus Ex, the original Deus Ex, for Ion Storm. And that's why I was living in Austin in 1998. Whoops. This is a Hunt Croquill 102, Indie Dave. George Norrie. George Snorri. Ah, be nice. Be nice. He can't be Art Bell. Nobody can be. Not even Art anymore. Now I have Phantom of the Opera stuck in my head because my kids keep playing it on the piano. Maybe I should have my kids like playing piano while I sing. I can try to compete with Ethan and his wonderful musical talent, of which I have none. I'll just have my kids compete with him. I'm sending this message on the west of the Mississippi chat line. East of the Mississippi, call 1-800. Oh, man, I used to have that number so memorized. 1-800-448. Do you remember? Is it in your head, Pristine?
I went like that.
5033, I think, is the last numbers. Gosh, I heard that so many times. I can't believe I can't call it off the top of my head. I think call Cecil, have him sing for you. I'm gonna say no. Cecil's singing. It's what I imagined Splato Delgado sounded like when he got hit by the truck the first time. So bump, 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 bump. So, any of you got any pertinent questions? Whole lot of kerfuffle up on Twitter today about this, about me calling this comic gatekeepers. I mean, talk about much ado about nothing. Holy cow. Can you tell us more about your experience with SJWs in the industry? Oh, brother. My experience with SJWs goes way back. Yeah, it was way overblown. But yeah, let's talk about that today. Well, let me see. Let me go to my Twitter. So, Captain Cummings, or Captain Cummings, he got on today after someone saw my Twitter and he created this video. Gatekeepers would be the end of Comicsgate. Here, this is what it looks like. You can go on his page and watch it, because he got up and oh no, it wasn't him. It was oh, what's the guy's name? Someone I'm new to Comicsgate. I'm not real familiar with everything, and so when I posted this piece, and Andrew Andrew oh, what's Andrew's last name? Anyway, somebody asked me where Thump was and Black Hops, and so I just asked, like, hey, I'm not real familiar with this, so I said, hey, Ethan, can I get a ruling on that, adding them to the piece, because I know, like in the live stream last night, we had that discussion just for a second about how Antarctic's still in the corner, basically. Nobody puts the Antarctic in the corner, but we did. And so I didn't know where they stood, and I don't know what does and doesn't qualify for Comicsgate, because I am not an aficionado. Um, but so I asked Ethan, for a ruling, and then somebody, I can't remember who it was, Doug Ernst, thank you, Dave, got on here and just, like, ripped me for saying, or saying, like, creating gatekeepers or whatever for this whole movement, and it was a totally innocent remark, and I think he, because he wasn't aware of the context of the joke the other night about um, calling us comic gatekeepers. It was a joke from the 5-hour live stream that we did the other night, on Ethan's channel, when Ethan broke, CyberFrog broke $400,000, and so that misunderstanding led to another misunderstanding. Captain Cummings got up. He created that little video. He said he just got up out of bed and posted that. He saw that, and then he called me a thought, which, okay, my daughter had to explain to me the modern understanding of the word thought, and it's derogatory, but whatever. He explained how he was kind of just um, jumping the gun and didn't realize that it was a joke from the live stream, and so he didn't apologize or anything. I don't really care if he apologizes. I'm not offended. I'm a grown up. It doesn't bother me. Um, uh, is there a roll call on this? There's a few I don't recognize. Oh, on the piece? Sure. Yeah, Captain Cummings, I don't know. Maybe his principle seems to be, you say something, you stick by it, and I can respect that. Um, I don't do that personally. If I say something and then I realize that I was amiss, I apologize. I I I sh- I shot from the hip on Doug's Twitter, and I backtracked almost immediately, because I realized he was one of us and not just some guy trying to freaking lambaste me. So, um, we're all on the same team. So if I can eat a half a teaspoon of crow and try to stay on everybody's good graces, then I'm not a proud, arrogant man. I don't care. Um, but if yeah, and I don't begrudge Captain Cummings for sticking with his position either. So as far as I'm concerned, it's all good. Kumbaya. And if you're following Ethan, you might have seen the preview today. We're gonna do a live stream at 6 p.m. East, or 6 p.m. Pacific on Monday, which I don't know where my stinking stencil is. This is annoying. Um, which is going to have a whole bunch of Comicsgate, um, Comicsgate keepers, no, Comicsgate talking heads, and it's going to be pretty epic. I can't wait. Um, yeah, I'm excited for that. So we are pushing this movement forward, and we are going to have to um, comfort ourselves with whatever position. You know, this isn't a political party. This is basically a bunch of people who are just fed up with SJWs taking over our industry. And so, you know, I compared it to the Tea Party for comics, and I'm just like, um, you know, leaders arose out of the Tea Party, even though there was no like sign up sheet or approval process or anything for anyone joining the Tea Party. It was just like, if you considered yourself Tea Party, you were Tea Party. So I think that's the concern with you know, trying to create some sort of a gatekeeper scenario. And I agree. I agree completely with what everybody was saying. My stance is that we are trying to create a movement that will put Marvel and DC and their SJW propaganda garbage to shame. And so my in my mind, the gatekeeper is quality. So if you could produce a professional quality book that can pass that test, then I'm 100% gonna back you up. I'm 100% going to promote your work. But if you're just handing in chicken scratch and scribbling words on it and saying, "Hey, this is my comic book, and I'm a far right conservative, and I'm one of you," um, no, this is about producing stuff that is gonna you know, rock the comics world. So we can't play that game. I'm sure I speak for most. We are glad to have you aboard, Uncle Mike. You and Uncle Ethan are great. Well, I am glad to be aboard as well. And thank you very much. Good. I expect a full interview when my crowdfund drops. I'll have to see. Um, when 9 p.m. Eastern time, it's 6 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, that's what I said. I had to unsubscribe from Captain Cummings. All that snapping was making me crazy. Has he done that sort of thing before? Just like, I mean, I haven't followed. I've watched several of his videos, but I'm not religious about it. Man alive, this. I'm sorry, I've totally stopped inking because I'm trying to find my stencil. Because I want to do these little ellipses here, but I want to do them perfectly because I'm anal retentive like that. Darn it all to heck. Sorry for my... And I'm trying to keep that there while I look. Where are you? Precious stencils. I know you're here. Speak to me. Speak to me. Oh, this is freaking crazy. Where are these things? You have to step away to find them. Go ahead, man. Oh. Everyone overspeaks sometimes. Yeah, right? Yeah, so that's why, you know, I don't hold anything against him. It's funny then, because then he was saying how I was misspeaking, but he said something and like said it wrong when he was telling me that I was misspeaking, so I retweeted it back to him. It was funny. It's all in good fun. We are all on the side of the angels. This is crazy. Boy, it's probably just because my office is such a mess. Delinquent notices and all that fun stuff. Oh, there's an old Return of the Jedi comic book. I am depressed. Don't worry about us. We're just happy to watch you work. Are you happy to watch me not work, though, is the question. All right, where's that bag? Ah, there we go. Stencil. All right, where is my 0.005? Okay, this is the miracle of the stencil. Bear with me. Find one that matches the angle I want. Interesting. So Mike draws digitally, then inks traditional. Well, here's the thing. Like, see the horse? This was digitally printed out. But you see this slightly different color blue? That's when I go, that's the blue pencil I draw in. So this is nowhere near as detailed as this when I printed it out. And almost all of this I went back in and added detail. I mean, you can tell, look at the CYBERFROG. He's you know, I added all that stuff, changed his tongue, put the little reflections in there. So all I do digitally is what we call breakdowns, which is tighter than layouts, but not quite finished pencils. So, and again, I don't generally do that, but I do it for the sake of having something to show on YouTube, I guess. Free love rainbow brute. Free. Yeah, you can see here. Let me see. Tiny little rainbow brute. All right. I can't imagine watching me use a stencil is all that exciting, but it is what it is. Let me go back. Language. He's human and happens. Great. Looking great. Thank you, All American Cornbread. You're going to have a breakdown like Uncle Ethan and set up a proper office. Yeah, you guys want to see what a mess my office is? Or at least my desk? Actually, my whole office, but my wife probably doesn't want me to show you that. Red Rooster only has 3 stars. That's just, yeah. I actually erased. See, that's the digital stuff. And I actually drew it in, and then I saw it again, and so I erased it. But I can't erase the ink off the paper. Oh, you're talking about a Deus Ex? Okay, so here's the mess that is my desk. Here's all my brushes, some of my pens. Look at all those brushes. Unbelievable. Then here's my mess, like all my bills and really small royalty checks and DMV notices. And there's a pile of finished artwork. I always just shove finished art on the top of my desk like this. There's my computer. I leave it on my desk. Hey, look. Oh, man, this is like one of those. Anyways, my Bible, sunglasses, another stack of crap, and then here's my wallet and another pen. And there's my kids, my 2 computers, my nephew, well, cousin technically, and bookshelf. And there's Harley. Oh, and there's a Game of Thrones Warhammer. Samurai swords. All right, anyways. That's the tour. So the blue goes away, copy scan. The blue goes away. Well, I put it in, and then I select the blue range in Photoshop, and I vanish it. So that's how I get rid of the blue. All right, then these get smaller. Like these little things like encircling his arms. It is, you know, it's fun drawing the characters of your friends instead of the characters of the conglomerates. I can at least understand your workflow. I watch EVS go from really sketchy pencils straight to inks, and it's like watching witchcraft. I can't understand how he does that. Yeah, Ethan's process is completely different from mine. I watch him too. So, but you know, everyone's is. Hey, can you turn that down, please? Um, I learned a while ago that the more times I draw something, the stiffer I get, um, or the characters get, and so I will. I stopped doing layouts of pages because I used to lay out all my pages before I drew them. Um, and it turns out that, you know, every time I have to redraw a pose, my characters would get stiffer and stiffer. And so I didn't like that. So what I started doing was just, I would draw out the grid of the page and then just go straight to pencils. And that turned out to work out really well. I mean, I felt like this quantum leap had happened in my um, in my drawing. But it's not the same for everybody. I went and I was talking to Tony Harris the year I had discovered that, and he's like, "Wow!" I mean, the exact opposite. He's like, the first thing I draw is like super super stiff, and then the more times I draw it, the looser it gets. So, yeah, every artist is different. There's no magical formula to how to draw right. Love the stream, Uncle Mike. Hey, Jude.
No, that's me.
Oh, that's you?
Yeah.
Smart guy. Why are you on his account? um, Ethan's ability to draw detailed art in ink from roughs is amazing. I love Ethan's attention to detail. I love it. I love it. I love it. I am, you know, some of the detail guys are like, that's that's my crew, yo. So, yeah. So doing CyberFrog here is gonna be fun. I mean, if you guys have seen any of like my Game of Thrones covers, you know, I will draw the chainmail of, you know, characters, and I'll draw every stinking link in the mail. It's fun. I don't know why. It is brutal, but it's also fun. So I'm gonna use stencils for his arms too. Bear with me. It shouldn't take me as long as the last time. There we go. Yay. And I'm going to use a slightly larger pen. That one's too big. That one's... I know that it'd be just a smidge too small. Maybe I can move it a little bit. As I go. I'm going to create a tangent with this finger if I do that. Darn it. A tangent is when two lines touch, like the edges of them touch. So if I had allowed this line to touch this line, it would feel in space as if they were connected, even though this line is much farther out than the other. So when you hear an artist talking about tangents, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. So I've been told. Okay. Back to the lab again. How long would you say you have known Uncle Ethan, and what was your reaction when the SJWs were trying to bury him when he came out as a Republican after the election? I have known Ethan in one form or another for over 20 years. We used to butt heads on the AOL messages on John Byrne's what did he call it? Burn victim forum? Which, funny story, I'm the fan who gave John Byrne the burn victim moniker, which he started using in his letter columns and stuff. It was 1992 or 3. San Diego Comic Con, and it was the first time I'd ever met him. And I went up to him and I told him I was a burn victim, and he said, "Burn victim, I like that." And then he started using it in his letters pages and on his forums and whatnot. I didn't actually come up with it. My friend Matt came up with it because he was also a burn victim. But where credit is due, that was me. I was a young, just just had gotten into comics professionally, and I was a big fan of Byrne until I met him, which seems to be the story for a lot of guys who meet him. And what was my reaction to the SJWs were trying to bury him when he came out as a Republican? Honestly, I was like, see, because I got blacklisted from DC in 2000. And I remember, saying that on a board we were both on one time, and he's like, "No, nobody gets blacklisted. Nobody gets blacklisted." Um, I guess because he'd never just they keep it pretty hush. But I talked to a former editor at DC, and he's like, "Oh yeah, there's a blacklist." So they do try to keep it on the down low, but it totally exists. And the fact that, you know, A-list guys have not been getting work like they should is just 100% evidence. There is indeed a blacklist, and the blacklist is freaking political. And so, yeah, I mean, I wasn't happy for him to have to go undergo that. I don't wish it on anyone. But I was like, you know, see, this kind of stuff does happen, and now it's happening to you, and sorry for it, but that is the reality that we are both in now. I'm not saying I'm blacklisted now. Well, here's the thing. I was blacklisted from DC, New York. People are going to be like, "Well, how did you get to work on Injustice if you were blacklisted?" I was blacklisted at DC, New York. But then DC bought Wildstorm, and I'm a Wildstorm guy. I am basically a Wildstorm alum. So when they bought Wildstorm, they had an entire office of editorial that was point blank. It was Wildstorm, but now it was under the moniker of DC West Coast. And so those are the guys that gave me work. Those are the guys that I'd been working with since 1993, and they weren't going to blacklist me. I mean, John Layman was an editor there, and he would have gladly blacklisted me, but he didn't have the power to. He just had the power to complain about me working there. So yeah, I faced it then. I have been, I've been dealing with this crap because I don't shut up. I have very vocal opinions, and I think I broke people before Trump did. And so they tried to break me back. But you can't break me. G.I. Joe reference. Ha ha ha. G.I. Joe. That's one of the things I love about your stuff. So many books today I'm looking at you, Marvel. Seem like the artists don't even bother to finish the page. Yeah. It is what it is, Egg. It's that this didn't just start happening after Trump got elected. Trump just released the freaking hounds, man. He broke people. He made it so people were unwilling to even pretend more. And I said this last night. I don't want to repeat myself too much, but they're unwilling to pretend like they like conservatives. They're not willing to put up with it because obviously we're all evil and stupid, and we are the cause of the downfall of this great leftist nation which never existed but did in their minds. What is a gatekeeper? Okay, hold on. First things first. Joseph Tran. Oh wow, is that a dip pen? I've never used one of those before. Can you comment on its pros and cons versus Copics or Microns? Okay, first of all, Copics versus Microns. No comparison. Yeah, you saw me using Microns here, but that's just because that's what is on my desk right now. But Copics are far superior, in my opinion, to Microns. Um, a dried up, used Copic uh, is what a micron feels like. Like a Copic feels like you're drawing on glass, and a micron feels like you're scratching through sandpaper. Um, as for the quill, this is the traditional tool of illustrators. So I guess you like microns. um, and yeah, it is a dip pen. It is made out of stainless steel, and it can last, quite a few pages. Sometimes you have to train them because sometimes they are a little bit burred because this is stamped metal. You can see. Um, and so I just want to do this here. But I don't know. I like the traditional pens. I inked when I did DC Universe Online Legends. I I pretty much inked that entire thing with markers, with Copic markers. Um, and I will grant you, it is faster, but you cannot get the same lines. And granted, these lines are reduced, and you probably can't even tell the difference of the lines um, when they're reduced and printed. But I am, I don't know, a traditionalist maybe. I'm a conservative as an artist as well. I should probably move this light. Good to know. Thanks, Mike. I'll look into investing in one. I can definitely see you pull some insane amounts of small detail. Yeah, a brand. This one here is actually a little old and not giving me the kind of detailed lines. These lines are actually kind of thick for a um, for a crow quill, but it is a broken in pen, so I'm gonna write it until it dies. Um, and like I said, you're not even gonna know some of these are the kind of lines that in the old days, you'd throw down, and then the printing process would just delete them anyways because they're so thin. All right. Oh, there was another question up here I forgot about. What was that? I'm amazed by Mike's inking skills as well, especially his brushwork. Thank you. Love the stream, Uncle Mike. Thank you. Oh, I already read that one. Um, huh. Did I answer everything? If I didn't answer a question, somebody just go ahead and repost, and I'll do my best. I don't want to miss anybody's questions, especially when there's only 11 of you watching. I didn't even post on my Facebook page that I'm going to be doing this. Or Twitter. The question, what is a gatekeeper? Gatekeeper is someone who allows someone in and out of a movement in this sense. So it's the figurative explanation of the literal, a gatekeeper, someone who stands at a gate and decides who does and does not come in. So, and I mean, I'm just drawing it wasn't even meant to be anything. I was just going to do this drawing because of, I was so stoked about the 400,000, and I just feel like we're really making a movement here, and I just wanted to do something to celebrate. And I started doing it, and then I know some people got their panties in a bunch because I didn't include their pieces in it, as if this was some like officially, requested piece of artwork that was going to go into the annals of Comicsgate history or something or other, which that'd be, but that's certainly not why I did it. Just did it to, you know, do something on YouTube, pull in some viewers. When Ethan came in and started chatting, that was just bonus. So there it is. You skipped the gatekeeper question. Oh, I just answered it. You did nothing wrong. That was BS and taken all out of context. Yeah, I will agree with you. Um, I mean, I can understand guys, because like I said, I'm new to this. I'm not, Ethan wants me to be part of Comicsgate, and I'm happy to be part of Comicsgate. But I'm not going to come in here and pretend like I know everything about it and I know who is involved or who, quote unquote, qualifies, or if there is a gatekeeper. I know there's not, but so yeah, it was just out of my ignorance, and then people decided it would be a good time to jump down my throat for my ignorance. And hey, mea culpa. I'm ignorant. Sorry. Haters gonna hate. I don't think they are hating. I don't want to. Don't you know? Like I keep saying, we're all on the same team. We are all on the side of the angels. Every family fights. Not your deal to take a roll call of everyone out there with a campaign. Yeah, right? Well said. I'm just doing the stuff I know, basically. And then I was asking for advice on stuff that I wasn't sure about. Sasumi. Oh, you wanted a roll call on this piece, huh? All right, let me wipe my brush off real quick. All right, so everybody knows CyberFrog. Oh, I understand people's concern, but this is overreaction is what we hate about the current scene. Yeah, Marvel bullpen. That's good. Yeah, it was a little overreactionary. But you know what? They need to. When you have a daily YouTube channel, you got to talk about something, right? So, I'm glad they drummed it up and made it a little faux controversy because it got me a bunch more followers on YouTube and on Twitter. So huzzah! Salamandroid, obviously, CyberFrog, nothing. This is Superhero G from my comic book The Imaginaries. This is Hothead from The Unknown Soldiers. Love that little reflection in the shoulder. Yeah, I love doing that. When I was drawing Wolverine or X-Men, one of those, or Mutant X, yeah, and I drew Colossus. I did that, like all over Colossus's body. I just drew the reflections of the rest of his body in his body. It was fun. I can't remember. This might be Scout. Wait, yeah, Scout. Um, this is Pastor. These guys are all unknown soldiers, and I'm not sure which one that is. Actually, that's why I just kind of gave him a generic face, and I'll decide which one I want to pop in there. But and then this is Lone Star, my character, who I'll be doing the Indiegogo for. He's actually part of the Unknown Soldiers, but he also stands alone as a hero of the night. Here we have Black Hops, President Thump, and then this is a Red Rooster, Red Rooster's dog, and the Jawbreakers. Sorry, I know Knife Hand, but I don't know the rest of their names. My Girthy Stallion, EVS. I just draw a blank. Strawberry. No. Rainbow Brute. Sorry, my brain's going. And Gosh, is that it? That's it, huh? It's funny. I'm used to drawing. Like I'll do these kind of these pages, and I'll just have like I'll just jam little tiny figures into every little spot here. But I didn't really want to do that with this one. You know, he's about as small as they get from the background perspective. So let's go back to see where the scrolling down for more. Scrolling down for more. I feel like the internet turns small comments into large overreactions. That is its job. Damn, Mike, I was going to bed. Sorry, Scap. Rainbow Brute, yes. I love that little reflections. I like the hand reflection on the shoulder orb. It's the small details that count. You interpreted my comment right the first time. Commented, sorry. I commented on Captain's video to that effect. Seemed to be you were stoked to be part of the group during EVS's marathon stream. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Anytime I'm invited to a party, I am happy to attend. Don't think it was right to have anyone jump on you for not including campaigns you might not. Or I think I already read that. Yeah, adding Splato would be a challenge. LOL. Did you figure out the rules of your universe? I haven't been working on that. I've been working on this. Sorry. Gosh, could I fit Splato in there somewhere? How big is Splato? He's full human size, isn't he? I mean, if he was a cat, I could jam him in like here or something. But I don't know. From the drawings I've seen, he seems like he's full human size. And I kind of feel like that would be doing him a disservice to kind of squeeze him in. Hey, Jonah, could you go get me a bottle of water? Thanks, buddy. Okay. You could do the roadkill car. Roadkill car? Cat. Roadkill cat. Oh, you mean just just put a little Splato Gatto right there? That would be funny. You could replace that character if you said it was... Oh. Yeah, that's true. Well, he's not a generic character. He's one of the unknown soldiers. What? The toilet seat is broken? I'm freaking tired of this. This is my life. If you want it, this is perfect. Splato size isn't canon yet. Thanks, man. Wait, is this mine?
This is Jill's.
This is Jill's? Okay, thank you. No, I'm good. There, you got a little Ethan Glug Glug from me. Splato size isn't canon. Well, let me see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm already short. You're supposed to be 6. Oh, no, actually. Yeah, I kind of want the whole team in there. Gosh, I don't know. What do you guys think? You think it's important I get Splato in there? I don't know. Now I'm confused. I'm gonna just get back to inking and let you guys figure it out. I wouldn't worry. That's a good vote. 1 vote for not worrying. It's fine. Splato isn't technically a comic kid. He's more of a representative. That's true. He's a mascot, not a character. Good, good, good. Yeah, I mean, because I've got a dozen characters I could have put in here, but they're not ready for prime time in as far as you know, Indiegogo or anything of the sort. So I mean, I could do one of these, like a double page spread of just my characters, and still have room for, or not have room for, not have enough room. In fact, when I first started this, I was going to do the All-American Nuclear Family, but there were so many other characters, I'm just like, all right, never mind. That's ain't got room for it. Actually, actually did want to kind of shade this one up a little bit. Sorry, tiny detail inking. I can't imagine it's that thrilling for you guys to watch. Calmly licking his eye as he runs forward. Yeah, you said that was, I mean, that was my idea, but it's because Ethan was just talking about how frog-like he really is, and I'm like, oh yeah, frogs lick their eyes. Oh yeah, he was talking about like frogs like rubbing their eyes, and I'm like, frogs don't rub their eyes; they lick their eyes. I mean, I'm sure they rub their eyes too, but blah. If you added one, it would be your Japanese Batman. Sorry, do not remember his name. Kagemusha, Shadow Warrior, taken from the Akira Kurosawa film. The name, anyways. He is a. He is. Is he a hero or a villain? Well, he starts in the Batman story version. He started as a villain, sort of a Punisher character. More Punisher, I guess, than Batman, except for he's like super decked out with high tech. So Batman, Punisher, and Samurai. Ronin Warrior. Am I a concept artist and a writer? I have been a concept artist. I worked, like I said previously, for Ion Storm on the Deus Ex, the original Deus Ex video game. I did, man, I did these concepts for this other game, and they're just the coolest concepts. And I should probably just show them, but I don't know if the NDA still qualifies, but it was years ago, and the game didn't publish, so it's just like all this art I'm not supposed to show anybody. And these cool designs that I'm like, and I designed these things. I should just freaking take them and put them in my universe. But yes, I've written several comics over my career. Hand of the Morning Star, Immortal 2, Savage Dragon, Red Horizon. I wrote a little Subway sandwich insert for DC Comics. I've written a couple of screenplays, several movie treatments. And what else? I co-wrote Imaginaries and Lullaby. I wrote and Six Gun Samurai and Devil's Keeper for Alias, and then I wrote Deal with the Devil on my own. So yeah, I've written a bit. I want to write more, so glad to be doing Lone Star on my own. Okay, let's do some. Are those Snickers and Subway ads canon? Why, yes, they are. Michael Phelps really did jump in and save. I forget who he saved that. I think he saved Batman, actually, from Mr. Freeze and Solomon Grundy. And you know, it's funny because I thought I did a good job writing that. I thought I didn't want it to just be some goofy little hokey thing, so I thought I gave it a little bit of character, a little bit of zing, a little bit of hey, this is actually a fun little insert comic. And I think it was in every single DC comic that month, so it might well be my most widely published piece of art ever, or piece of writing. That character is badass. It could definitely be a lead character in a book. I'd buy it. Oh, Kagemusha? Yeah, thanks. I really dug the way he turned out. He looks pretty sick. Plus, since I'm Japanese, it's kind of a little bit of home for me to have a character like that. you should film whenever you ink a cover and put a speed draw of it on your channel. That would probably be quite popular. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. I could do that. I wanna do like more produced videos. My son can help me out with that. I actually do have one sped up thing of me inking Batman on Injustice on my channel. If you guys want to scroll down through that and look that up at your leisure, you don't have to leave this live stream right now to do it. But yeah, that was pretty fun. Oh, and my phone has decided that its battery is dying. So, hey, where's that battery pack? I'm gonna go grab a battery pack and plug my phone in. Let's go for a walk, shall we? Where did I put the battery pack? This is my home. That is my wife. It's me in the mirror. This is the day I got married. My family. We're all on YouTube.
It's Isaac's turn, Micah. No.
That's my daughter Eden. Say hi.
Red. Are you?
Say hi, Micah. Hi, everybody. Bye. That's my beautiful wife. Ah, Marilyn. My wife's hot, huh? She is. Dude. All right, I need a charging cable. Charging cable. And this is my young son who destroys all my stuff. Say hi, Jojo.
Hi.
Jojo's a special needs boy, so I have to excuse him for breaking 2 TVs in 6 months. All right, let's get a little brand new TV. And we have power. Okay. You should film it. Oops, sorry about that. Sketchpad was sitting on the keyboard. What? I don't know what happened. You remember that ad? I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it brought minutes of entertainment to you. Every time you had to flip through it in every single DC comic you bought that month. You are a blessed man. I am a blessed man. Thank you very much. And they are beautiful. I appreciate that. There's a bunch of new, soon-to-be blockbuster video games set with dark Japanese swordsman themes coming soon. Huh. Oh, so you think I should do that now so that I look like I'm copying all of them? I actually came up with that character several years ago. Just never did anything with them. As you can see with all of my universe, I just create them and I stick them in my my IP folder and wait for the day that it looks like it makes sense to work on them. And that day is here. That day is now. Great to see a close family man like that. Reminds me of my family. Oh, how many kids you got? Or how many siblings and all that? Big family? I had 2 brothers, but one left when I was very young, so just grew up with me and my slightly older brother Tom, which is why I wanted a big family. Actually, started off I wanted 6 kids, but after 3 I was like, ooh, it's a lot of kids. And then we somehow had 2 more, and then I figured out how to stop. I can picture your face when second TV broke. Oh, dude. Yeah. Yeah. That was... You have no idea. But what can you do, you know? I was actually going to first of all, I'm not going to buy another TV to replace it for a while because I don't have that kind of money. Maybe after this, Ethan says I'm going to make $700,000 on my Indiegogo, which, you know, his lips to God's ears. But yeah, I can't afford another TV right now. So, but when I do get one, I'm really thinking about getting like maybe a 16th inch sheet of plexiglass, making a screen protector for a big screen TV. I mean, hey, they work really well on my phone, right? Uh, I'm come from a Mexican American Catholic family, so you can imagine how big my family is. Yeah, you guys do like to breed, and you know, God bless you for it. I love big families. Um, yeah, I couldn't imagine. I mean, like I said, we were gonna stop at 3, but oh my goodness, I could not imagine life without this cacophony of children here. It's such a blessing. I think everyone should have 5 kids and have to drive a minivan for until you drive it into the ground after 14 years, which is what I did. My minivan is sitting out in my driveway with a broken transmission, and it's not worth it to get a new transmission. So, uh, just get one of those super thin ones. Thus is really light. Then put it somewhere high. Yeah. Well, the first one he broke it by throwing a remote control at it. So if it's high, I mean he's got a really good pitching arm and he's very accurate where he throws. So I don't know if that's gonna help. Um, you need to think of your children like Pokemon. 6 makes a party, and you use them to fight organized crime. Alrighty then. Uh, make sure LCD and then not plasma due to heat. Um, yeah, I think, yeah, I always go with LCD. All right, can you guys see this okay? Doot, 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 doot. Ethan's still alive and invested in this, and is CyberFrog a part of any large comic book organization? Um, Ethan is still alive. Um, yeah, him showing up yesterday was just I was on, so Hannity to my Calms, or Calms to my Hannity, or however you want to put it. Um, although I did have a great time talking with him, so I would be glad to have him on any time, and we could just sit here and talk crap about whatever we want to for hours and hours and hours. Because that was indeed a good time. This is what I used to do long, long ago before the internet or anything. Is I would sit there with a Rolodex and I would just call my friends, and it's like, because you know, sitting here and drawing, um, I don't know. I don't want to say it's boring because it's not boring, but I can walk and chew gum at the same time. So I would just call friends and just talk and talk and talk for hours and hours. Um, and it seems like that has become a lost art in our society. People don't talk on the phone anymore. It's kind of sad. But yeah, that conversation with Ethan last night really just reminded me of the way I used to do it, just like every night. Just up that, pick up that Rolodex, see who's around, call, chat, then call somebody else. Can't wait to say this as a poster. Thank you. I can't wait to either. Uncle Ethan's YouTube channel, his Comics Artist Pro Secrets. Please go sub him and support CyberFrog. Yeah, Do that. Do that. As Mike said, Ethan's the one who's bringing CyberFrog back as a comic. Mike's just drawing a poster that includes CyberFrog among the other creator-owned characters of Comicsgate. Correct. Is this drawing the first CyberFrog crossover before CyberFrog #1? This, I mean, it's just a drawing. It doesn't really count as a crossover. It's just I'm just drawing like he said. It's just me drawing the known Comicsgate, or maybe the better known Comicsgate guys, and mine. So and Red Rooster too, because Red Rooster is going to be launching Indiegogo soon. So I wanted to make sure that was included. So, you know, when I first did this, I'm like, I was saying that, you know, well, I'll finish this, I'll make it available to anybody in Comicsgate who wants to use the image for whatever kind of promotion they want to do. So I was just basically doing it gratis for them and for myself because I am involved now. I hope to be, you know, important part of this. So that's why I did it. That's why it exists. I wasn't trying to step on anybody's toes or snub anybody. Just trying to do something cool and fun. I liked the chill stream last night. Yeah, that was so much fun, man. I wish, gosh, I should call one of my other pro friends and just shoot the crap. I actually wanted to do this thing where I'd like call, you know, like Sean Galloway or I don't know, Ron Benjamin or JJ Kirby, one of the old Wildstorm guys maybe, and if they have also one of these, or if they know how to do the whole streaming thing, we could just like pick a character or you know, get on and then have the fans pick a character and then both of us do, you know, like a character and a situation, right? So like Robin hanging off a building from the Joker's tie or something like that, you know. And then have us both draw the same thing while we're just sitting here bullcrapping about, you know, life, the industry, whatever, politics. I probably don't want to talk politics with Ryan Brandon, but he's a good friend, so and a good guy, even if he does swing left. But yeah, I mean, I thought that would just be a great way to go about having a fun time on YouTube and doing something that the fans would enjoy. And it's funny because that's what sort of happened last night with Ethan, except for Ethan didn't want to show what he was working on, so it just ended up being me and Ethan shooting the crap, and you guys getting to watch me draw all by my lonesome. All right, let's see. Where was I? This is just a roll call piece. Yeah, basically from this is basically the Indiegogos running from now until San Diego Comic-Con. I mean, if you wanted to cut it and dry it, except for Superhero G. Yeah, other than that, yeah, that's what it is. I'm not sure if, you know, the Stallion and the Rainbow Brute are going to be out that soon. I thought Ethan said they were, but yeah, more or less, that's what this is, and that's all this is really. Just something I think fans could dig on. So, isn't that the most important thing? It's just doing something cool that fans can dig on, right? Because if the fans don't dig it, then you're doing it for nothing. You're just doing it because you can. La 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 la. This is a roll call piece. What are you planning on launching your? Oh, when? Crowdfunding campaign, Lone Star. Any date set? I haven't set a date yet. I want to get a nice video done. I'm actually trying to get a friend of mine to do a cool like intro voiceover for me. Um, but yeah, as yet, all I know is I want to make sure it's live and running prior to San Diego, which is what, less than 3 weeks away, something like that. Ooh, shoot, I gotta medals. How would you guys like to see this? Fully has a metal 12 by 18 print. Maybe do a limited edition of those um, for $100 a piece. What do you guys think? Let me see. So Fashion will put it on a shirt and poster. You'll get paid. Sweet. Metal prints at cons though, so that's why I'm asking. So Comicsgate is a new publishing company similar to Marvel. This is super interesting. No, Comicsgate is a loose confederate of like-minded individuals who just, you know, just want to do great comics and just don't want to be force-fed social justice warrior pablum anymore from comic books companies. So everyone here listed here is either with another publisher or they are going to be self-publishing. So there are some plans afoot that I'm not aware of, or at least that's what I've been led to believe. So I can't give you absolute answers, but that's the best answer I can give at this time. Watching you draw and chat is definitely more relaxing than the other guys. Oh. Okay. Do you want to expand on that, or just leave it there? I'm not trying to put you to sleep, so I hope it's not too terribly relaxing. It was very interesting to hear two artists talk while one was drawing. Actually, Ethan was drawing too. He just wasn't showing us what he was drawing. He was working on something for CyberFrog, I believe. He was drawing a swamp, and maybe he didn't think that was something that everybody would watch. Here is a swampy plant, and here's another swampy plant, and here, let me show you how I draw this swampy plant. Do you plan on doing these streams every day? Should I put this on my... Where'd that go? Whoops, I think I lost something. Put this on my 1 a.m. schedule. Like I've said before, I don't have a set schedule for doing stuff because of the cacophony of my huge family. And so I try to do stuff. I'm going to try to do something every day. But the timing may be different. Like a lot of times I will get up before everybody, and that is like probably the ideal time for me to do a stream. Um, but you know, sometimes I'm going to be here working later at night, so I can just pop on the headphones and relax and hang out with you guys. So yes, I'll try to do them every day as best I can. As to schedule, no idea. Maybe at some point I'll fall into a more regular groove, and I'll just be like, okay, honey, I shut the door. I'm gonna go visit my YouTube family for a couple hours while I work, because you know I gotta work anyway, so I might as well just hang out with you guys while I do it, right? Last night Uncle Ethan said he will hook up Uncle Mike with
crypto fashion. Oh yeah. That was nice. That'd be awesome. I dig hearing you talk with Wildstorm guys. Yeah, they're there's a lot of good guys over there. John Lehman notwithstanding, and we've got some stories. We do have some stories. Um, yeah, like I was telling Ethan last night, I should have been, or I was offered, and then the offer was rescinded without. Well, anyways, the offer was rescinded to be in the Wildstorm class of 1993, which was the Alex Garner, J. Scott Campbell, John Scott. I think Ryan Benjamin came in with that class too. And boy, what a different career path I would have had if that was that came to fruition. But I wouldn't change a thing. My life, I love my life. I love the direction I ended up going, and yeah, everything happens for a reason. So I would never, ever, ever ask to change anything, even the stupid things I did. I think the one artist draw while the other gives ideas is a great format. Yeah, I don't know. I'll try to get somebody on. Sounds great. Did somebody say swinging? Are you reading swing from Top Cow? Is that what you're focusing on with the swinging comment? Because I'm not reading that. I would not read it, even though I'm friends with the creator. Not my cup of tea. I really want this as a poster, so I hope you and Ethan and everyone can put this up like Ethan was hoping. But would you pay a premium, like $100, for this as a metal poster, 12 by 18? Because metal prints look freaking awesome. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Here, let me see. I've got some over here. So like, check this out. This is my Deadpool bound print, but on metal. Gosh, maybe it doesn't come off as awesome on camera, but I mean, you get this depth, this richness to it, and I think this poster, after Kyle Ritter colors it, would just look sick. So I'll probably get some printed up, bring them to San Diego Comic-Con with me. This keeps like going up for me. Alright, so you are. Once CyberFrog Indiegogo ends, right away Rainbow Brute campaign will go live. Yeah, but he extended CyberFrog for like another 30 days, so that won't be coming out before San Diego Comic-Con, which is in like 3 weeks. So, yeah. Yeah. Angel Tours. Comicsgate is more of a movement than a company, just comic creators who are rebelling against a hostile industry takeover by SJW politics. Correct. I think you should do a simple poster print for like $20-ish, like Uncle Ethan CF poster. If you want to do a collector's edition, would be fine. Yeah, well, yeah. I always do, basic paper poster prints for $20 as well, but I just think some people really enjoy the premium, and the premium metals are very expensive to print, especially doing larger formats like 12 by 18. I think some of you would, honestly, I think if you walk by it at the con and you're like, oh, give me the paper one, then you saw the metal one, you'd be like, oh, give me the metal one. Because it's just that much better looking. EVS protecting his spoilers. Yeah, the swamp spoilers. The stream is great to listen to while programming. Oh, cool, you're a programmer. I could use a programmer. I'm going broke supporting all these Indiegogos. Well, you know, at least we're not monthly. We're just different comics every month. Or a couple comics every month, right? I should have done this with a brush. Let's see, where do I... Oh, yeah. That's pretty heartwarming to know of moments like that. Level the playing field. All comics can't just be a dang left-wing. I'm personally a conservative. I am a conservative with libertarian leanings as well. Haha, I meant that you have a soothing voice. Oh, you like my soothing voice, do you? It's early days, Mike. Just let it evolve organically for now. Yeah. Yep. Always. Yeah. When you try to force stuff, that's when things start to go screwy. So let it flow. Let yourself grow. Slow and low. That is the tempo. Hit subscribe and then hit the notification bell. It works. Yeah, everybody, please. If you're not subscribed already, then please do hit subscribe and make sure you hit the notification bell because, yeah, it sucks. If you don't hit the bell, then you won't be notified. It's really annoying. Why even bother subscribing? The establishment is teetering on that brink right now. I think you're in a good position to avoid all the potential fallout. Yeah, things are going to change, and the whole Comicsgate, what we're all doing with Indiegogo, I think it is going to move the needle in a big way that I think we're not even foreseeing long term. So, I mean, these guys can't. I mean, maybe they can go broke. Maybe someday Disney's going to be like, "Oh man, I'm going to sell Marvel. We're tapped out their movies and all they're producing is freaking dreck that nobody wants." Man, I wish I could buy Marvel. That'd be so amazing. All right, I'm just going to do this with my quill instead of the stencils because I got lazy. I'm a lazy person. Lazy here on AM Radio 92. Thanks for joining us. This is NPR. Marble dropping. There are clearly countless people who feel the same way based on Marvel's dropping sales over the past several years. Comicsgate is just the culmination of all that. Comicsgate is the culmination, and I think very much it is the kindling to a fire that is going to burn the industry down. But in a good way, right? Metal posters, show us one. I already did. You want me to show you a different one? Oh, that's nice. Or maybe that was before. Oh, wow. I was thinking of getting it put on backing, but I have a metal picture of lava, and it is awesome. Yeah, the metal prints just, like the blacks are, any paper print you get, doesn't matter how high gloss it is, the black still, you're getting all the bounce lighting from the room, right? But on the metal, it's like you can look through the black into the depth, and then the white area or the metal area catches the light and acts like its own light source. It's like having a TV screen of your picture. It's really cool if you light it right. Well, I hope this Comicsgate opens the door for large publishing companies to arise with a more conservative mindset and not political at all. That's my plan. My characters here, this is just the first salvo of my entire eventual publishing company. It's called Blacklist, and I've got a whole bunch of characters. I have an entire universe I want to eventually be able to publish, and yeah. So I mean, I know Ethan has a bunch of stuff he wants to do too. Um, I don't know if someday we all end up working together, you know, a la Image, I guess you could say. But right now nothing's in concrete. Um, I think some plans are being made, but yeah, we'll just play it by ear. And right now, we'll just let it go organically, let it grow organically, and then we'll take over the world one step at a time. Right, Pinky? You guys be careful at San Diego. I swear this generation of SJWs are so incredibly unhinged. Yeah, it's true. There's going to be some nuts there. But whatever. I'm there every year. People who know me know where I stand. I've never been shy at all about what I believe. It's funny. I had a conversation with a good friend today who is one of us, and yet he was raised with the it's a pretty standard mindset that you don't talk about religion and politics, and so and he'd like to be part of this whole thing, but he's not sure what the ramifications of coming out are, and I'm like, well, you'll lose work because the left can't handle it. It's like if you're willing to say that you are, um, God forbid, a Trump supporter, oh my goodness, you're clearly Satan. Then how could anyone work with Satan? So you will lose work. What do you need a programmer for? Oh, right now? Well, I don't know. Are you familiar with cryptocurrencies and crypto kitties? I would love to do a game. Oh shoot! Actually, I forgot to call them back. I have some games in the crypto space that I would like to develop out. Um, so I don't know. DM me. I don't want to spill the beans here, where people are listening. Quality over quality. I don't think that. Artisanal comics, and the creators won't call you a bigot. Worth the premium. Quality over quality. I'm going to go with quality over quantity, but I think I feel you. Damn it, the more I think of it, I might have to get that metal sheet print. But my wife will be mad. She'll love it too. Are you coming to San Diego? Are any of you guys going to be in San Diego? I'm in booth 5568, right up front of Artist Alley. If anybody's coming, you can come say hi. Come do the one of us chant. I have a great video of me and Kane together saying "Happa's for Trump." Happa is a half Japanese person, so we're both half Japanese, and so I made him say it with me. It's kind of funny. A lot of people say I look like Dean Cain, but I don't see it. I've been subscribed since the V stream. Nice. V's funny. Little weird around the edges, but yeah. I'm looking forward to you introducing us to your Lone Star and or Blacklist world. I am looking forward to it too, Ants Man. Thank you very much. Uncle Ethan really wants to start a publishing company, but he said he needs at least 2 million to begin the process. Well, you know what? By the time he's done with his 4 issues of CyberFrog, 2 million will be in his little hands. So I was going to say greedy, but he's not greedy. Not greedy, just fortunate. And yeah, he will absolutely. I put money on it. I told him day 1 or 2 of his campaign that he was gonna hit 400,000, and he's like, "Yeah, right." I'm like, "Dude, you're gonna do it. It is. It's." And it was great when it happened. I was like, "See, I told you so." So that was exciting. Um, exciting for everyone. But I'm so stoked for him. But $2 million, yeah, he'll have it. He'll have it by I don't know, next year. If he can get it all done by next year. Ethan's a reliably fast artist, so I think that is what's going to happen. So, yeah, mark my words. If that's what he wants to do, then so let it be written. So let it be done. Writing a comic manuscript is like freaking horribly hard by yourself. Do people just take an idea with a rough outline and hire a pro writer to help write it out in better detail? I've been the guy who got hired to write books out in better detail. And honestly, I was staring at the first page of Lone Star for a while the other night. Actually, that night, that's why I wasn't on that stream earlier, because I was scripting Lone Star, and I was just staring at the first page because it's like, unlike these other guys, I want to have my first issue, not the whole first issue, but I want to have it done as far as writing, scripting, lettering. I want when they look at the first issue on the Indiegogo to see maybe 8 or 10 pages of the book in its completed form, so they can see that, you know, you know, I mean, it's easy enough to see that I can draw. I mean, I wouldn't have been a professional comic book artist for the last 26 years if I couldn't draw. But I want them to know that I can write too. They're not just going to buy a book of pretty pictures. They're going to buy a book that's well written. And I know I'm not. I don't know. Name the greatest. I'm not Neil Gaiman. Um, but I have written stories that have made people cry. I know it's like, and I've written stories that have made people laugh. In fact, tell you what, if you want to, go to Facebook and look up Bless This Mess Comic. Bless This Mess Comic. Here, I'll write it in the chat. Bless This Mess Comic. That's me doing sort of a Calvin and Hobbes style writing or cartoon thing, but it is an example of some of my writing in, at least in the comedy field. And you know what? Like they say, drama is hard, comedy is easy. I mean, no, wait. Dying is easy, comedy is hard. It's hard to get people to laugh out loud with the written word. And I don't know, read through some of my scripts and tell me what you think, because I get a lot of good responses to that. Some people say it is their favorite comic strip, even though I haven't had the time to work on it lately. It is syndicated in Europe, and so there's something to it. There's some quality there. I do have writing chops, and I want to make sure everybody knows that before they're plunking down however much the Indiegogo prices are for the different levels. Sorry, kind of drifting off there. Back into my soft, soothing voice of blah, blah, blah. If these books keep making hundreds of thousands per campaign, investors will get interested in funding a publishing house. This is accurate. This is accurate. Gosh, I'm almost done with CyberFrog, aren't I? Look, you guys got to just sit there and watch me ink CyberFrog from beginning to end. Ethan doesn't know what these little wings are for. I'm going to make something up. Let's see. What could CyberFrog's little wings be for? Quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. I was just busting your balls, man. Lose work, but find your pride and earn respect. All right, if he's been lose work, but find your pride and earn respect. I think I know what you mean. But if you'd like to reword that, feel free. And here? Yeah. Okay. Quality over quantity. I live in Michigan. I would love to go, but I'm a broke Mexican. A Mexican in Michigan? Oh my gosh, how many of you are there? How did you get there? Michigan. Oof. That's a far away from San Diego, brother. Do you feel like a stranger in a strange land? Actually, I don't think I've ever even been to Michigan. What's it like there? What's the population like? I can never get tickets. Is there some special trick to it? Yeah, you become a professional comic book artist, and they send you free tickets. Sorry, I know that probably doesn't help. 2 million right in his toe thumbs. You want to hear a funny story? I mean, it's not funny. It's actually tragic. But a friend of mine in high school was in an auto shop, and he was doing something very stupid. He was trying to pack a CO2 cartridge with gunpowder. Not my brightest friend, obviously. And it blew up, and it blew his thumb off, his right thumb. And, you know, rather than go through life with no right thumb, they detached his big right toe and they sewed it to his hand. And he had to wear this weird, like, half glove thing for years and years and years. And he was the legitimate toe thumb. So I have to steal that from... Who broke the toilet seat?
Not me.
Oh, my goodness.
Where?
That's a brand new toilet seat. Anybody want some kids? Anyways, yes, toe thumb. I'm game dev and I am game dev and a programmer. I'll PM you later so we can talk. Yeah, please do. That you sound like the guy I need to talk to.
Huh? No.
Pristine Texas, LOL. Right. He's gonna make a mint on Rainbow Brute. Yeah, I hope so. CyberFrog will hit 500,000. Oh yeah, definitely. Now that he's extended it, it'll definitely hit 500K. It's just gonna keep going and going and going and going. Especially when it turns into the store. I mean, look what Zach did after the 30 days. He's up like what 100K, or 150K. I'm not even sure. 2 million. That's not even talking Rainbow Brute into consideration. Yeah, right. Bless this mascot. Oh, that's me. I just followed. I love Calvin and Hobbes. So how do you not get in trouble drawing in that style? You can't copyright a style. And it's not really, I mean, it's influenced by Bill Watterson's style, but it's not like I'm sitting there drawing Calvin and Hobbes. Those blades can be Wi-Fi antenna. There you go. Wi-Fi antenna that didn't exist when CyberFrog was created, but now that's what they work for. You have an Instagram? Yes, I do. It is Underdog Mike, which is the same as my YouTube channel. If you're searching for me, I'm Underdog Mike on YouTube. So Underdog Mike, Mike Miller. Oof, ugh. We got an oof and an ugh, and I don't remember what those are for. In reference to your friend in supporting Comicsgate. Friend supporting comics. I realize it is more complex, but it has feel better to stand by your beliefs than be afraid of saying the wrong thing. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I agree. Um, but I'm the kind of guy who can't shut up about what he believes. I don't know what that is about me, but I just I don't know. Things matter to me, and I don't know. Maybe I just like to argue, or I like to have discussions. Honestly, I enjoy talking to people with whom I disagree. I think that's the thing. I find it more stimulating to try to move the needle on a person, um, even though it rarely happens. Although it did happen with Ethan. Um, it did. He said as much in the live stream the other night. So I was it was one of the nicest things I've ever heard. Um, Kind of choked me a little bit, but no, that was not my best Bill Clinton impersonation. But yeah, so that's just me. That's not everybody. You know, not everybody wants to get into it, and honestly, I'm not saying that he isn't, but not everybody is equipped to. I have a friend who's just very far left, and every time he posts something on Facebook, I will go in and I will just, you know, rip it to rip it to shreds. And he can't articulate the other side of the argument. And I'm like, dude, why do you even bother if you can't back up what you're posting? It's like, you're just waving somebody else's flag, even though you don't even know what the flag stands for. It's yeah. So I don't think my friend is like that. Um, I think it's more of just the way he's programmed. It's like you don't talk about those sort of things. It's not, you know, for public consumption. But he'll talk about it all day in private. Dinner with him, hang out. You know. Let's see. You need your big toe to walk properly. He'd have been better off without the toe thumb. Ah, you know what? I'd rather walk a little wonky than not be able to use my right hand. Although it was huge, dude. You should have seen this thing. I mean, look at your toe and put that next to your freaking thumb. It's like having that giant thing on there. Yeah, you look like CYBERFROG over here. Um, there's a lot of Mexicans here. The ones from Mexico come here to work in the orchards. Michigan has orchards? I know nothing about Michigan. It's nice in the spring, summer, and fall. Winter sucks because we get lake effect blizzards, and those suck. Yeah, I'll have to. I don't know. Hopefully, I'll get invited to a con there someday, and I'll get to visit that state. I've visited a lot of different states since I started doing comic book conventions. So yeah, I'd like to visit Michigan sometime. So why don't you call all the conventions in Michigan and tell them to invite me, and to give me lots of money to come to their state. That would be wonderful. Then you could show me these orchards. Prove to me there are orchards. Michigan orchards. Weird. Wait, is Michigan the land of the thousand lakes? Is that what? Because I've we have Motor City Comic Con. Oh yeah, Detroit, hometown of Grand Rapids, is getting real. Wait, Grand Rapids? Oh, dude, I'm doing Grand Rapids in November. I'm a guest there, 9th to the 11th. So yeah, boy, you better come see me. So there you go. You don't have to call anybody. um, the Bless This Mess strip about income inequality or equality is gold. The punchline about Batman was perfect. Thank you. So, Pristine, you're reading some of them. And can I write funny or no? Have you laughed out loud at any of the strip? And please don't say no, because I'll be really embarrassed. You'll go see me. Cool. Cool. I'm glad one of us will be there with one of me. I don't know if that's probably not worded right. All right, let's see. I actually wanted to do some of this with a brush, but I'll just do some with a quill. It's easier to live stream with this. Or do you guys want to see me inking with a brush? It is a slightly different. Yeah, these lines would look so much cooler with a brush right here. Although nobody notices except other artists. Steve the Dude Rude came up to me at Phoenix Comic Con a few weeks ago. And he didn't remember that we'd met before, but he just stood there watching me. And I looked up and I'm like, Steve? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, hey, man, we've met a few times. And he's like, do you mind if I watch you? He's like, I love watching people ink with the right tools. And I was brush inking at the time, so. Hey, maybe he's watching my live stream. He's like, stop inking with a quill, get your brush out. Zippers, exciting, right? I know. You don't have to say it. Like, man, I wish you would ink more zippers, just all day long, zippers. Are you doing anything in the MDVA region in the future? Oh, Virginia. What's MD? Maryland, Virginia. No, I got Denver. Oh no, that's past. I got San Diego. I got. Oh my gosh, that's not even written. Let me see. Yeah, I got Dragon Con, and then I got. Geez, I haven't even got my booth for New York City, so hopefully I can get to New York City because usually that's my second best show. Then I got Alamo City and San Antonio in October, and then Grand Rapids in November, and then in December I got Tokyo Comic Con, and that's my year. And I only do about one show a month, so actually I wouldn't mind doing like a couple shows a month, especially since I'm not getting any DC work now, and I could use the income. But that's all I've lined up. Oh, really? There's a lot of apple orchards here as well, and cherry and all types of other fruits. The land here is good for that kind of stuff. Oh, that's good. So it's yeah, like Washington State's really good for apples. So it must be the cold weather. I'm a resident of the liberal spawning ground of Chicago, Illinois. Hey, you have a good comic convention at least, right? My wife's actually from Illinois, Cairo, the tail end of the state. That's where she was born. Actually, I think she was born in Missouri, but yeah, that's where she was raised. Cairo, Illinois used to be a bustling little Jewish mafia town. Then all the Jews left, and it's completely just kind of a rat hole now. It's like, I mean, I think the downtown looks the same as it did in the 70s during the riots. Yeah, my wife was just out there recently for a family reunion, and yeah, she's like, they even tear the street signs down so you can't even tell where you're going. Seems pretty decimated. The writing is very good. I have laughed. Thank you for saying so. I appreciate it, and I hope you're telling the truth. But yeah, so that's the comedy, and I hope to introduce some comedy here in my book. So I want my fans to laugh and to cry and to feel good when it's over, and to feel bad before it's over. Because you know, bad things happen in good stories. That's just the way of the world. But if a bad thing happens and you don't care, that's bad writing. So that's yeah, that's most of Marvel now. Right? Bad things happen, nobody cares. And then Zach makes fun of them. Yeah, man, if you get this stuff out for print before Grand Rapids Con, I would love to stop by for you to sign it too. That's October? What is now June, July, August, September, October? I'll definitely be done with the first book. Well, shoot. I'm trying to figure out how to do this because the story's written in a 144 page sort of a layout, um, like a 6 issue beat type of thing. But he's suggesting I just do one book. But man, I can't. I mean, if I got $700, that'd be great. But um, boy, what if I only get 15,000, and then I'm like, oh, I have to do a 144 page book with $15,000. Here, bank, take my house. So yeah, I don't know. That's part of the reason I haven't started yet. Is I just really have not figured out how to break it up and make it tenable. Um, I believe I'm gonna get well funded, but boy, it's a scary gamble. I mean, I like you guys seen I've got 5 kids to feed and 2 mortgages to pay and all that fun stuff called life. And boy, if this doesn't go the right way, that's game over, man. Game over, man. Let's see. Geez, your details are insane. Oh, thank you. I actually haven't even done much detail-wise on this print. I do like to get detaily and noodly. Um, Jeff Darrow is one of my, I'm not going to say idols, but I love, just looking at all the little noodly doodly boodly stuff he does on his work. And so, Jeff Darrow I am not, but my love for detail has to come from somewhere. Just as Ethan's does. Ethan's, I believe, comes from Todd McFarlane. Not my source, but you know what? To each his own. Yeah, I never met Todd McFarlane. I mentioned that. Just looked up Grand Rapids. Oh, wait. Sorry. Something scrolled up. Can you tell us anything about character design? What were your ideas making Lone Star? My idea for making Lone Star, I am trying to approach character design from the sense that I know that the modern audience is astute and I don't want to say educated. What's the word? They're more sophisticated than say the comic book audience of the 1980s or 70s, 60s, 50s. Right? So you've had some 20 years of comic book moviegoers seeing that what works and what doesn't work in comics. And I made this argument the other day that if as much as I want to see Wolverine in a more comic book based costume, if he did pop out there in yellow spandex, it would be laughable because yellow spandex in a comic looks great. Yellow spandex on the screen looks silly, and I think that I'm tailoring my designs for that audience. Now, granted, Superhero G here, straight up spandex superhero, but he is the creation. He's the imaginary friend become real of a child. So it makes sense in his context, right? In Lone Star's context, he was a soldier. He is still a soldier. He's a fallen soldier, which is, he didn't exactly die, but close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades, I guess. And so I wanted to maintain that soldier motif. He was a pilot, and so I maintained the pilot headgear. I thought it would make for a cool part of his costume, and he maintains his flight jacket, and he's pretty much geared up for fighting in the way that he was accustomed to as a soldier. So that was my thought process on him. The rest of the unknown soldiers, you can see they're they're soldiers. They're out there hunting monsters, but they're doing it with full high-tech gear and the appropriate padding where necessary. If you've ever fallen on your knees, you know why you want to wear knee pads when you're out there fighting. Especially on cement. Oh my gosh, I did that the other day. I was like, oh, why? So that's where I come from on my character designs. I don't, as much as I love drawing guys, and girls just prancing around in spandex, because it's fun to draw. I don't think that's the direction I want for my my universe. I want it to be designed for the modern audience, and they are a more sophisticated bunch than that. Plus, how many spandex guys are there already? I don't need to add to that. I like it when an answer takes me a while to, or a question takes me a while to answer, because then I can get some inking in before I have to stop and read the next one. I kind of liked it the other night when Ethan was reading the questions for me. I need my question reader, please. Man, I need a drink of water, man. All right, drink of water, read a question. Let's see. I just looked up the Grand Rapids Comic Con, and there you are. Cool, man. Yeah, I look forward to it, brother. Are you going to be there all 3 days? Yes. I always stay at cons for the whole time. I mean the poster. Hey. Huh? Oh, you mean you'll get the poster? Oh, Ethan showed up. All right, where are you going to be there all 3 days? Be coming over here to London next year. Would be good to meet you after you launch your book. I'm a Texan. I wouldn't lie to you. I just wouldn't say anything if I didn't laugh. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Will you be coming to London? I will not be coming to London. I have a friend who will be taking my prints to London RTX, most likely. So if you want to get some of my prints, I could send some of these over there with him afterwards. Pristine, Texas. I'm a Texan too. I'm originally from Alice, Texas. Well, Lone Star is also from Texas. Hello, I am Lone Star. I am from Texas. That's why I have the Texas flag on my arm. And he's from just outside of Corpus Christi. So that's why they called him Lone Star in his unit. Hello, Ethan. How are you? I hope you are doing well this evening. And I don't think I could send you a link or an invite because I'm doing this from my phone. If you know how to do that, I would be glad to send you an invite. Low battery. Why am I getting low battery? I have this plugged into my charger. Oh, that battery's low. Crap. You love how Ethan shows up? That's because Ethan is my friend. Gotta strike while the iron is hot. Mike, better odds than cryptocurrency. Hey, don't hate on crypto, brother. Although it is kind of down right now. Brian Boland. Why mention Brian Boland? Good night, everyone. Can't wait to see the completed piece. Yes, thank you. Uncle E, he into his, hey, at Comic Cars Poster Kits. And Jason EVS shows up when I have to go to bed. Hello, Uncle. Ethan's here. Down near Corpus, right? That's my guy for detail. Oh, okay. Yeah, Boland, man. I love Boland's detail. Love it, love it. Also, Carlos Pacheco and Jesus Marino. Jesus adds so much detail in his inking. Love that. That's my favorite combo. I'm just drawing tonight, not running my mouth. I'm trying to do both, and I have to stop and read all these things. I liked it when you were reading all of them for me. Glad you're hand drawing this. Thought the comic would be all digitally drawn. Yeah, not my cup of tea. I'm a hand on paper guy. Mike's ink of CyberFrog is great. Does great. Oh, Ethan, you probably haven't seen it yet. CyberFrog. And the Peanut Gallery has decided that the metal wings are for picking up Wi-Fi signals. Thank you. Glad you like it. We have approval from EBS. Awesome. It does give vibe that he is from the time period instantly. Yeah. I'm glad. He is comfortable in the modern age, but he is definitely from a different age. So, gotta go to bed. Thanks for the great live stream, Mike. Do more live streams. I'm trying. I will do as many and as often as I can, without taking too much time away from my family. But I'm sitting here drawing anyways, so I might as well run my mouth. Hello. This is my aunt. My aunt is staying here for the next couple, or actually just till tomorrow. So, alrighty. All right. Anything else you guys want to know about Lone Star? I'll try to say what I can without spoiling the actual story. Which I don't know how much that'll be. Man, Ethan shows up and you all clam up. Pristine text. Stay up. I like Lone Star's costume. Thank you very much. There's a possibility, the probability that by the end of this series he'll be wearing something different. But yeah. How, Mike fakes? Is that a pen? How do you fix a mistake? What's a mistake? I don't know what you're talking about. There are no mistakes in art. There are only happy little accidents. You should know this. Is Lone Star in love? Oh, that's a great question. Here, let me show you something. And you can answer it. Grab this real quick. Sorry, you have to look at my dirty desk. You tell me. Is that the look of a man in love? Here's the diner scene. I actually haven't shown this stuff yet before, so maybe I shouldn't show. I don't want to show too much. This is page 11. So, Daphne Zuniga. I was going more for a Jennifer Connelly thing. Gosh, I love Jennifer Connelly. Uncle E's ears were burning when you told that story about the guy with the toe thumb, so he came over. I tried to mention that in one of his live streams before, but I don't think you read it. How did Lone Star die? The Lone Star was quote unquote killed the Iron Cross, who was the Übermensch of Nazi Germany in World War II, but written out of official history. Lone Star loves Daphne Zuniga. LOL. Looks great. Does Lone Star live on barbecue, beef brisket, barbacoa tacos, and Big Red? Why, yes, he does. He is a meat eater, not a big fan of the vegetables, but his superpowers allow him to get by without vegetables. That is the best part of him having superpowers. Although personally, I love vegetables. He's actually named after my grandfather, and my grandfather, I swear, lived to be 93 years old, never ate a freaking vegetable in his life. He got all of his vegetation through the vegetarian animals that he ate. Lone's look on the first panel you showed made me smile. Oh, thank you. Was the character in Spaceballs. Oh, that's right. That's right. Daphne Zuniga was. That's right. I forgot about that. Very good call. Big Red, how dare you, sir? It's Dr. Pepper. Yeah, I'm going to go with Dr. Pepper, too. Sorry. Does Lone Star still have the WW2 values, or is he adjusted to modern day values? Lone Star is a traditional conservative. Yes, he has maintained the values that his mother and his faith have taught him. So, absolutely. Yeah, Texans love our beef ribs and steaks. Oh, man. Brisket, baby. A good brisket. That was nothing like a melt in your Texas barbecue brisket. Best brisket I ever had was in Lano, Texas. Nice. Yeah, oddly enough, I mean, I've had great brisket in Texas at a couple places by oh, I can't remember the name of them. But there's a and yes, I live in San Diego, but there is a Texas barbecue place here. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. It was my neighbor's joint. And man, he makes this brisket that just literally melts in your mouth. It's like putting butter in your mouth. It just falls apart. It's so fantastic. Coops. If you're in San Diego and you love brisket, make an effort to go to Coops. Actually better than some of the places I've been to in Texas for brisket. Good night, Skep. Thanks for coming on by, hanging out. Alrighty. Let me see what else we're working on. Oh, gosh. Lone Star Caucasian, or is he mixed a bit? Nope, he's a white fella. I haven't, other than that, I haven't really laid down what his nationality is. I'm probably going to have to go in because of the time period. You know what? I might make him part like French, like because Louisiana is pretty close to there, and that was a French colony. But yeah, he'll be part English because. But anyways, American descendant of Europeans, and if that's important to the character. Is your Lone Star character based on the Brave Star 80s TV cartoon series? No, not at all, actually. Cajun Acadian. Comicsgate already has a F-E-O-G, frog. Oh, a frog. Ah, I get it. French frog. Okay, I'll make him 1/16 French. And he'll say he has a little CYBERFROG in him. Oh, I should make him like part Native American too. I should give his. I should go back and just have his like his grandparents and his great grandparents' stories all tied up and whatnot. I remember talking to George R. R. Martin one time about just I had this random question about Dunk. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. I did the Dunk and Egg series with George R. R. Martin, who is the creator of Game of Thrones, A Song of Ice and Fire. I've been working with him since like 2001, 2002. And so I remember calling him one time and just asking him this random question about a sigil. I think about a sigil for one of the characters, and he just goes into this like history lesson about the house, the sigil, the the guy's grandparents and his blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh wow, you just have the entire history of this entire universe in your head, don't you? And he's like, yeah, pretty much. It's like, wow, you need to get that on paper, bro. He has a CF tattoo. CYBERFROG tattoo. There you go. What is that? I was going to say native as well. Yeah. Well, my kids are part native too. They're like great or great grandfather was a Chiricahua Apache chief. So maybe I'll throw that in there. But wouldn't he eat CYBERFROG? If he's a Frenchie, CYBERFROG legs. Although CYBERFROG legs look a little tough. My dad loves those. Yeah, I love those, and they were a good adaptation. Oh, the Hedge Knight stuff. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I penciled all of those, and I digitally inked the second book, and then I penciled and inked the third book, The Mystery Knight. So, Game of what? Is that a movie or something? It's a book series. Pretty good writing. You should check it out. Every time I come to San Diego, I just live on fish tacos and Asian food. Yeah, we got some... Dude, San Diego has the best Mexican food. Maybe outside of Mexico. Although, I've said that it's better Mexican food than Mexico because sometimes you go to Mexico and you order chicken tacos and it's not chicken. And then you get worried about, like, am I eating the neighbor's cat? Or, yeah, I like literally, dude, I had some chicken tacos and I'm like, dude, there's freaking no way this is chicken. Chicken is not a sweet meat, and it was definitely a sweet meat with a different texture, so maybe they just didn't care because I was a tourist. I didn't speak Spanish. Oh, a sigil. Sweet. Wait, what did I miss? It's interesting that you sketch digitally and ink traditionally. First time I've seen that. Well, again, all right, I'll have to show this again. So I did the digital breakdowns, or not digital breakdowns. I did it on Photoshop, right? You see the color of this ink here? So if it's this color ink, this is just what I did on Photoshop. And then this darker blue, that's this. So when you saw me come in here and darkening this up here, this is my blue Pentel 0.5 blue lead. And so, yeah, the difference between breakdowns and pencils is it's significant. So I did go in here. The breakdowns, I guess, took me 3 hours with chatting last night, and then going in and tightening up all of the pencils took another couple hours. Although I was doing it while I was just hanging out with my niece and my family, so. But yes, then I always ink with traditional tools, either a crow quill or a brush, and occasionally markers if it calls for it. But I started my career as an inker unwillingly, but you know, I had to learn the craft because I was getting paid for it. Ooh, that I did not like. But like I said, happy little after accident. Could you give his a frog tattoo and make him an ex-frog man? UDD. No, he was a Navy guy, but he was a pilot before the Air Force, I believe, was created. I'm gonna have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it was. Show Uncle Ethan Rainbow Brute. Yeah, it's right there. You can see it. Right there. I did add some details to him. Santana's 1 pound California burrito. Oh, someone's been to San Diego. Yeah, Santana's is my spot, man. There's a Santana's like walking distance from my house, and it's 24 hours with a drive-through. Dude, there have been times I ate there 3-4 times a week. LOL, probably possum. Please do not follow the G.R.R. Martin frame for your book releases. Yes, I will take that advice to heart and definitely not do that. Yes, book 1 comes out 2018. Book 2 comes out 2024. Hey, Mike. Just coming in from a massive charity event where we raised over $2 million. Wow, that's fantastic. What was the charity for? Time frame, my phone died. Oh yeah, shoot, my phone's gonna die too here, isn't it? Ooh, I'm at 5% and my battery pack is dead. Well, maybe I should tap out before this phone just dies on its own. See, anything else I missed? Hey, Shrew, I'm gonna give you a call when my crown flood is ready. Shrew, yeah, if I was just an observer, it wasn't my event. Yeah, yeah, post what that was about. I'd love to hear about it, but do it in the comments after this is over, because I'm gonna have to shut it down before my battery just keels over. I appreciate everybody being here. Here's a quick pan, if I can focus. Come on, focus, focus, focus. Why is this not focusing? Here's a pan up of what I've gotten done so far. Tomorrow's Sunday, so I will not be working. I'm that kind of a traditionalist. And one more good look at CyberFrog for my buddy EVS. Appreciate everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever the case may be. Rest in peace, Art Bell. Good night.